So midweek MLS All-Star Game held in Austin, Texas. Lionel Messi, Jordi Alba selected to the MLS All-Stars, who played Mexico's Liga MX All-Stars. Messi and Alba both decided not to show up, knowing that there is a rule in MLS that if you don't play in the All-Star Game, you will be suspended one game. Well, there was talks of maybe getting suspended, maybe not getting suspended. MLS comes to them and says, yeah, you are suspended. You didn't show up. You don't play in the FC Cincinnati game. Hence, they don't play last night. 0-0 scoreless draw. Daniel Solana joining us from Battered Herons podcast to talk about this whole messy situation with the MLS. Is it as messy as some people are making it out to be?
It is. It's absolutely absurd. And good afternoon to you and the folks listening live. Before we get into the Messi Mania, it's a great concert weekend this weekend, fellas. I'm actually, if you can see, I got the fire going in the back and getting ready for the Coldplay concert tonight. And
so you're the fortunate one. So you're the fortunate ones to get to go see.
You're taking your wife.
Coldplay play. You better be taking your wife.
Oh, I am. I'm not taking anybody else. Don't worry. I'm not getting caught like that CEO that we're not going to name. But getting back into this Messi drama, it's an absolutely absurd situation. I mean, Lionel Messi is the guy who's revolutionized this league. He's packed stadiums coast to coast, and he's elevated absolutely everything that the MLS has to offer. And he's forced to sit out a competitive match because of a meaningless exhibition. I mean, come on, like let's be serious. And it's not just that. I mean, even Jorge Mas and Javier Mascherano, the coach of Inter Miami, came out in defense of Messi, with Jorge Mas calling the rule in place a bad rule, even going to the point where he said that the punishment was draconian, which is, I agree with. And Mascherano last night, I don't know if you guys heard, but he said
he doubled down on it.
He did. He said when it's about filling stadiums and making money, nobody complains. But, he said, I wonder if the same punishment would have happened if we were playing away, not at home. And I tend to agree with the both of them, right? I think he's right. I think the league made a choice, and it felt political to me. To me, they punished a club that's bringing eyeballs, that's bringing all the money, all the attention. And for what? For not participating in a glorified photo shoot. I mean, really, that to me, you guys know that's not the way that I feel that the MLS needs to go in order to grow the game. That's not what you do by punishing the very players that are taking it global for you. So, I mean, to me, this rule needs to be reevaluated. I think that's exactly what they're going to be doing. At least it sounded that way with Don Garber's comments. But, hey, to me, it's as messy as it can be. And Inter Miami was able to pull out a tie yesterday.
Pun intended.
No doubt.
It is a messy situation.
No doubt. MLS would have definitely chose to suspend a different game if they were on the road last night. But Vlad, go ahead and tell me.
I'm sorry, Dan, but here's the thing, and I totally agree with you, Daniel. He is the star. He is the reason why you have a deal with Apple, Adidas. Everything is surrounded with him. That would be like the WNBA right now, right? Saying they're going to suspend Caitlin Clark a game after she wasn't able to participate in the WNBA All-Star Game. You know how everybody would look at the WNBA? Like they're crazy. And to add the fact that you're trying to re-sign this gentleman. You're trying to re-sign him. If he's feeling a certain way, like this is how you're going to treat me after everything I've done for this sport, for your league, and this is how you're going to treat me. This should have never gotten to this situation where the commissioner is now saying, "Oh, we're gonna work with the players and try to find a solution." You don't got to work with the players. Look at yourself. Think about it. Your rule is stupid. It's dumb. I got a guy and a team that's making the most money for my league, that's been participating in tournaments to get our league out there and make it a relevant league. And he's got to play 4 extra games. The team's got to play like 4 extra games because they were playing in these other tournaments. And I'm going to treat them like that? That's nasty work. That's the nastiest of works.
And I'm going to double down. No, I have to double down, Dan. I got to double down with what Vlad is saying and go a step further and say this All-Star game in MLS is absolutely ridiculous as well. I think they need to either put it at the end of the season or just cancel it altogether. I mean, nobody really watches the All-Star game. I mean, in order to get fans to watch the game, they had to put I Am Speed as part of the the skills challenge on Tuesday. They had to invite Clint Dempsey, a former player, back to get some more eyes. Now, I know Don Garber said that the game was sold out, but was that really an attractive soccer game? Was that something that you were going out of your way to tune in? No, I think they need to reimagine this. Maybe do it as a Legends game with some mixed in with the MLS All-Stars at the end of the season. That way you bring the old and the new generation together to celebrate what this game is. And they need to get this out of the middle of the season. I mean, it's ridiculous.
With all that being said, I'm going to disagree with you guys.
I like it.
Lionel Messi, you are the face of Inter Miami soccer. Lionel Messi, you are the face of MLS soccer. Lionel Messi, you are the face, whether you like it or not, USA soccer, Argentina soccer, which is, by the way, FIFA World Champs. Heck, Messi, you're the face of soccer worldwide. What makes you think you can do whatever the hell you want to do?
Because I'm 37. I've won so many Ballon
d'Ors.
Ballon d'Ors. What is it, like 7 or 8 of them?
So you're bigger than the sport. You play by your own rules.
Guess what? If I bounce right now, everything shuts down. Everything in this league shuts down.
I want to applaud.
Am I wrong? No.
If
we're gonna have this conversation,
this league existed before Messi and will exist after.
Man,
Messi.
this league was WNBA before Messi. Okay,
listen to this.
Messi's like what Caitlin Clark is doing for the WNBA, but just even more because he's that much of a GOAT.
I want to applaud.
Everything shuts down if he bounces.
I want to applaud MLS for not being the Messi league soccer, although they are. For being MLS for once and saying rules are rules. You are not bigger than the sport.
Then you know why he's bigger?
One game.
Then why
I want to correct you, Dan, because
then
it wasn't the league that suspended Messi. It was actually Inter Miami was the ones that took it upon themselves to suspend Messi and Jordi Alba because of the rule. So, and Jorge Mas said that in his press conference on Friday. So it wasn't the league who suspended him.
The players who didn't want to play.
So
it was the team that didn't want them to play.
Let me tell you this.
Oh, right.
You said it was a glorified photo shoot. Well, if you are the face of soccer worldwide, what's the problem with showing up for 5 minutes, waving, running around?
What's the point? What's the point?
Because he showed up to 3 games, which only 2 other MLS teams took part of. Not only that, he got his team out of the group stage and into the playing against the world, basically, or the European champions. Now, it didn't pan out, but he played those games. Then, not only that, when they came back to MLS play, he played every single game 90 minutes. He had a stretch in July where he had 8 goals in 7 games. Having in 6 out of those 7 games. I mean, what else could you ask for this guy? And you want him to fly out to Austin to go take a couple of pictures to make some folks happy? Really?
For 5 minutes and then for him to leave right afterwards? That makes no sense, bro.
Why does it not make sense?
It makes because it
is it not your job? Is that not what he signed up for?
He did. No, he signed up to.
He signed up for what he
signed up to. He signed up to play and promote the league. He didn't sign up to go participate in a circus.
Doesn't that promote the league going to an All-Star game?
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely not.
A lot of people bought these tickets to see Lionel Messi.
And here's a question I have, Daniel, and Cousin.
But we can't let people.
I'm
play
sick
by
of this.
their own
You know
rules.
what I don't like about this All-Star game?
Okay, whatever about the All-Star game.
I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about the All-Star game of the MLS because it's not the MLS All-Stars like you have West versus East or anything like that. It's the ML All-Stars versus some hopefully big name team from Europe that's coming to do their, quote unquote summer friendlies. You know what I mean? It's not really you're playing against it would have been okay if they were at All-Stars, the MLS All-Stars playing against each other. Then I can understand, hey, Messi, you were voted in to participate. This is the All-Star game of the MLS. If that was the case, I'd have been like, I don't agree with it, but I can see your point. But if this is an All-Star game against some team from Mexico?
No, it's the All-Stars of Liga.
Yeah, against the Liga MX All-Stars. So like Sergio Ramos actually partook in the game. But I agree with you, Vlad. I agree with you. I think if it was an only MLS thing where it was East versus West or North versus South or however you want to put it, I think it would have made sense for Messi to partake within the game. But the fact that they make this the MLS All-Stars against another country's All-Stars, I think to me, it just makes it even a more watered-down product. And it doesn't make sense for these players to even participate. And it showed last night in the game where Inter Miami hosted Cincinnati because Evander, who did partake in the game and was actually, I would say, the MVP of MLS week, All-Star week, he was nowhere to be seen. We don't even know if he's still in Austin, if he showed up to Fort Lauderdale yesterday, because he was nowhere to be seen on the pitch last night.
I'm not talking about how good or bad. I'm not going to argue the goodness and the badness of the MLS All-Star Game. I'm asking this. If you're super good at something, you don't have to follow the rules that every other player has to.
Absolutely.
So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be allowed to get 7,000 a game because he's just better than everybody.
Hey, LeBron got voted into the All-Star Game this last season. He didn't play. So where's the difference? Why didn't he get suspended?
Well, there was no rule in place. That's the difference. There's no rule in place. Messi, you broke a rule. You've got.
But you didn't have MLS never had big names like this. Come on, man.
Come on, man. What are we doing? We're just breaking rules. We're writing our own rules as we go.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
We're rewriting the rules depending on who it is. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Okay. When you're a goat, do whatever you want. They do it for all the goats.
Hey,
Brady complain. Nobody gets hit below the knees anymore.
So hey, that's what doesn't Roger Goodell do the same thing with the NFL?
They change rules.
And guess what?
They can change this rule all they want. But now I'm arguing a point right now. Did he break a rule? Yes. Did he get punished for it? He punished himself. Yes. It's one game.
Okay, and guess what?
Why are you upset?
Because
it was a big game. And not only was it a big game, but it was on Fox. So Fox picked up the game.
Yeah.
And this was probably the best game to sell of the entire season because it's Messi against the team who was in first place in the Supporter Shield standings, in the Eastern Conference standings. It was against the other guy who was against Messi in the MVP in Evander. So this was the game that MLS could market, and they went ahead and suspended their most marketer. It just doesn't make sense. I would have changed the rule.
Well, they forced Inter Miami to change it. But here's the other thing. Everything that Daniel said is so correct. And yesterday was one of those days in sports. There wasn't really anything going in sports. So you really could have had a lot of eyes on that game. That was
so if it's Messi, who's a part owner of this team and actually has a lot invested in this league, wouldn't it behoove you to make yourself eligible for such an important game?
I made myself eligible for everything that matters. Some stinking exhibition doesn't matter. I could pull a groin. If I got injured for 5 minutes, what would everybody be saying after that?
If he says the MLS All-Star Game isn't important enough, I'm not playing. He's also saying that the FC Cincinnati game inadvertently is not that important. I'm not going to be playing because he knew he was going to get suspended.
No, that's what I don't understand how people can't differentiate exhibition and what really matters.
It's not about that. It's about the rule.
F your rules.
Okay.
I play for what really matters. You know why? Because nobody gives a rat's ass about a Mexican League All-Stars when there's a big game against the top two teams.
Once again,
you know what that means? No, you know what that'd be? I'm gonna tell you what that would be. That would be like you said LeBron James not playing, right? Cool. LeBron not playing the All-Star game. But guess what? Saturday night, right? First big game on Saturday night on ABC is Lakers versus Warriors. And they saying, oh, you know what? That game's not, LeBron can't play that game on ABC because he didn't play the All-Star game. If Adam Silver did that, you know the backlash the NBA would get because he decided in his 22nd year he did not want to play an All-Star game. An All-Star game he's played 21 other times. So I'm going to get upset at a 37-year-old man who is the GOAT of a sport because he decided he doesn't want to play an effing exhibition game? Man, get the hell out of my face with all that BS. That's why your league is the way it is.
What I'm bringing to
not you. I'm talking about talking about the league. Get out of here. And then they knew they were bad. You know why? If you were 10-toe down on what you felt, you would not say, oh, now we're going to have to talk to the players and figure out a solution about that. Because if you were 10-toe down and you wanted to enforce your rule, those are my rules. Those are the way things go. And that's the way everybody's got to deal with it. I might be upset with you after that, but at least I know you're 10-toe down on that, on your point. Now when you're saying, oh, we're going to talk to the players about that, that means you know it was a big mistake. You don't like the backlash you're getting.
That's different.
You don't like the backlash you're getting, and now you want to change the rules.
So what's wrong with the league that listens to its players and that speaks with its players and doesn't treat them like
And I bet you the players must have told them, look, I don't want to play this game. And they were like, no, you got to follow the rules.
So
and then now when everything comes out.
You like the NFL style where they basically own you and they tell you what to do.
You're owned automatically. Ain't nobody no independent contractor.
I'm saying
what's wrong with you?
At least listening to their players.
Man,
Well,
please.
they should listen to Messi. Messi
Not
spoke
doing
loud
it.
and clear. He spoke loud and clear by not showing up to the game. Him and Alba and the MLS should listen to what they're saying. Cancel the all game or get rid of the rule. Start there.
The GOATs make the rules. Guess what? LeBron wanted to play during COVID. They played in COVID.
Messi was
Right?
apparently very upset about this whole ruling too, wasn't he? I know.
Yeah. He was really upset. Jorge Mas came out and said,
Draconian.
draconian. He wants to play. He wants to, and not only does he want to play, but he wants to play 90 minutes. That's how competitive he is, and he knew how important last night's game was. So obviously, he was extremely upset. And to echo what Jorge said, I really hope this doesn't affect. And you brought it up, Dan. His contract negotiations in terms of his future, if he really thinks that these rules are ridiculous and he doesn't want to play. Now,